with your new friend Ty.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Tea Party Podcast. It's the podcast where you find new friends and new music. And this week I am joined by an Airforce vet who was born in Massachusetts but raised in Arkansas. He'll be headlining Freedom Jam in St. Louis. But first, he's here to help us get to know him a little bit better. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Ryan Daniel. Ryan, how the heck are you, man?
Man, I'm good, Tyler, man. I'm living a dream, as I say, every day, man. Just humbled and blessed. And wake up every day and live this kind of job. It's a blessing.
That is the way to do it. We'll tee off with Ryan next.
It's time to tee off with Ty and today's guest, Ryan Daniel. Here comes the first four.
Okay, here we go, Ryan. Question number one. If you couldn't be in the entertainment industry, what job would you have?
Wow. I've been asked that before. I'm going to revert to my two-part answer.
Okay. It's a tough
so
question.
Obviously I was in the military for 10 years. So I would probably still be in, without question, I would have gone the full 20, if not 30. And the other part is I would probably be like a cop or something.
Okay. That's it. Those kind of fall in the same path a little bit.
Yeah, I'm an adrenaline junkie, like not like jackass adrenaline junkie, but like I love the thrill of excitement and different things that happen all the time. And I wouldn't want to be pushing a pencil or sitting at a desk, which are great jobs, but that's not for me. I would go stir crazy.
Definitely not for everybody to just sit behind a desk all day. You got to get out there and do something different every day. I
have to. I'm just built like that.
How about this one? If I give you control of the music at a party, what's the first song you're going to play?
Wow. Great question. First song I'll play at a party. People are going to be shocked when they hear this. Probably DMX.
You're just going right for it. Get the whole party started.
Yeah, probably like a DMX tune, like Gonna Give It To You, X
Okay.
Gonna Give It To You. Like, I'm probably going right at it.
I like it. Okay, what character from a TV show or a movie would you bring to life and hang out with for a day?
Wow, another great man. You're awesome at this.
These ones are a little tough. They make you think.
Yeah, it makes you think, but I love it that it's new. Like, you do interviews and you get like a lot of the same questions and you're kind of great stuff. What character would I bring to life and hang out with for a day? Probably the genie from Aladdin.
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't heard that one before. That might be my favorite pick.
Yeah, if I could bring him to life, maybe I get 3 wishes if he hangs out with me for a day.
I also feel like just hanging out with the genie, there's going to be some hijinks that happen along the way. Even if
and he was way funny in the movies.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Okay, here we go. Last question of the first 4. If I could give you an unlimited supply of anything other than money, whiskey, tacos, guitar strings, scotch tape, whatever it is, what would you want?
Man, you're amazing at this. An endless supply of one thing, but it can't be money. Oh gosh, I know my fans are going to be like, I'll be honest. The first thing that comes to mind is I would like an endless amount of blessings.
Okay.
That's probably stupid, but that's what I would want. I would just want to continue to be blessed, and that's the first thing that comes to mind. The second thing that comes to mind, obviously, my redneck comes out of me, and I would want to end a supply of whiskey. So
there you go. We'll give you 2 on that one. What's your go-to whiskey?
I'm kind of on a Captain Morgan kick,
Okay.
but there's a new company called Three Rangers Whiskey. I think you've heard of them. They're actually going to be at this Freedom Jam, and they're a rye whiskey, and it is amazing. And so I'm kind of like starting to get on that kick now.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that when we get out to St. Louis for Freedom Jam, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a minute. But thank you. First off, thanks for taking part in the first 4. Those are always fun questions. But now I want to turn the attention to you. Let's pull the curtain back a little bit and give everybody kind of the Cliff Notes version of growing up in Arkansas, and tell us how you got into music.
Well, my grandfather really is the reason I'm in music, really. My grandfather was in the Air Force, and then he spent 8 years with the Air Force band, and then as a drummer, and then got out and played drums, played jazz music until he passed away. And so actually growing up, from the time I was 7 years old, I started taking drum lessons from my grandfather, and I was actually a drummer forever. I got into choir in high school, my junior year, just as like, all right, I think this is a cool class, I'm going to take it. But when I was younger, my kind of like dream was to be like a rock star drummer, and it wasn't till maybe my senior year I started kind of experimenting a little bit with my voice, singing with some of my friends and kind of doing some quartet stuff, and then kind of starting to like it. I was like, wow, you're kind of out front. This is kind of a cool, that adrenaline rush kind of thing. And then I got in the Air Force, and then I ended up touring with the Air Force band Tops and Blue, and as a vocalist. And that rush that I got was something that you can't duplicate unless you get on stage and do it again as a vocalist, as a lead artist. So that's kind of how it led to that. I still play drums as a passion, as a pastime. But that's how it led to the music deal. And I really owe it to my grandfather. I mean, I hope he's looking down on me. I say it at every show, and I make him proud every day. He never got to see what I do now as a profession because he passed away about 10 years ago. So right when I started getting into the music business, like as a professional, he never got to see it. So, that's kind of my story into where I'm at, now.
So like a country music Dave Grohl, moving from the drums to out front, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still dabble in the drums a little bit. I do, like I said, I thoroughly enjoy it. I am not as good as my drummer in the band that I have now. He is amazing. I don't have the chops anymore, but it's fun. And growing up in Arkansas as well was just perfect. It was, I was your typical, country boy. I mean, I worked on a farm on the summers and baled hay, and I mowed yards, and we rode dirt bikes and four-wheelers, and so it was kind of a perfect setting, for me. And I still have a lot of great friends in Arkansas, and a lot of great memories, and I go back to Arkansas quite often and play shows there, and it's just amazing, and I love the place.
Well, and what was it that drew you to the Air Force specifically? My stepdad did 20 years in the Navy, so I'm always curious, what it was that made you pick that specific branch.
Funny enough, you said that, and obviously thank him for his service. My stepdad was Air Force. Okay, my grandfather was Air Force, but when I was I did the college thing for about a semester and realized it was not for me, and knew I need to do something with my life. And my brother, my oldest brother, who's much older than me, and when he listens to this, I am definitely jabbing him. He's much older than me, and but he's retired Navy. He retired in the Navy, and so actually I was going to go Navy, so I went to a Navy recruiter with him. But it was like, at the time, it was going to be like 6 to 8 months before I could even leave for basic training, and I was like, man, I'm ready to go now. And so I went next door to the Air Force recruiter, and I left in like a month. Wow. Yeah, so that's kind of how it was going to be one or the other, but I was actually going to go Navy first, and but then I ended up going to the Air Force, and I'm glad I did, because I spent 10 years and have many great friends that I served with that I'm still friends with today, and the Air Force is a huge part of of my career into today.
Yeah,
I play a lot of
you did some pretty cool things there. You mentioned it a little bit, the Tops in Blue. Give everybody kind of a background of what that is.
So Tops in Blue, it's sad. It's no more. It was a program that the Air Force had. It's similar to some of the Army folks out there. They have a thing called the Army Soldier Show. So basically, Tops in Blue is this big Broadway production, is the best way to describe it. And it's a 2-hour long show. It's a new cast every year. You have to be active duty. You have to audition. You got to win your base level talent show. Then you get invited to go to what's called Worldwide, and you compete at Worldwide. And then they select from Worldwide who's going to be in the show that year. And then every show is different. My year was called The Magic of Music. And so it's you do everything from you have like a pop set, there's a country set, there's like, an R&B set, a rock set, and you're doing costume changes and you're singing background for whoever might be the lead vocalist on that song. You're doing choreography. It's amazing, and it's a big production. I mean, we traveled with 2 tractor trailer trucks, a tour bus. You don't have a crew though. Like, so I was a vocalist and I drove, I just happened to have my CDL. So I drove the rig, the big 53-foot long tractor trailer. And you set the stage up, you tear it down, you set up audio. It's a big deal. It's grueling, and not everybody does it, and not everybody can hack it. So it's amazing. And I wish the program was still around, but with budget cuts and everything, the program got ex-nayed, but it taught me so much to be prepared for the music business that I'm in now, that I sometimes giggle at when I see other artists, think, oh my gosh, it's so hard. I have to, and I'm thinking, you have no idea, how great you have it now. And I do too, as well. I walk on stage, I put my in-ears in, I mic check, and then I walk off. There's other people that set the stage up and do all those kind of things for me now. But I appreciate those people because I've been one of those people. And I think artists forget that. And so Tops in Blue taught me a lot of that, taught me how to perform, how to reach out to the audience, and just how to be a better person in general. Just don't be a prima donna.
Well, does that become your full-time job for that year that you're doing it?
It is. Yeah. You that's what you do. You're traveling. We went to my year, which all years are pretty similar as far as like the bases you go to and where you go to. But I went to 20 different countries and 44 out of 50 states. So we played, like my year, I think we played something like 160 some odd shows. Macedonia, Albania, Germany. You go everywhere, and that's your full-time job. You're on the road for 300, and I think I was gone 368 days actually.
Oh wow. So it's a big commitment there, but that's not the only, I guess, team that you were on in the Air Force. You were also part of the ammo team for those that don't know, that's the munitions team in the Air Force. And the military has this kind of like unspoken, I guess sometimes very outspoken brotherhood among everybody in uniform, but the ammo team is even more tightly knit, right? What is it about that assignment that creates such a bond between you folks?
You're right in everything you said. All it doesn't matter what branch you are too, as well as, it could be Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy, all of them. But yeah, so specifically each career field has their own little thing. And yeah, the ammo guys, our munitions guys, we're kind of known as the partiers, if you will. We're known as the wild ones. We tend to probably drink more beer than your normal group. We tend to, which is
already a decent amount of beer in the military.
Yeah, so we tend to party a little harder. We work hard and we party hard. But yeah, the ammo group, we're a tight knit community, and again, I still have great friends in it today. The ammo, they have an ammo bash still to this day, like you're retired, you're a veteran, whatever, where they meet up in like Vegas, you meet up in, could be Georgia, and they all get together. They have an ammo bowl every year where the state creates softball teams, and it's like a full weekend of playing softball and partaking in some adult beverages. But in all, it's a very tight knit community. We travel, we go overseas together, and when you're in, Afghanistan, or you might be in, Turkey or whatever, you're a tight knit brotherhood. You got each other's back through thick and thin, right or wrong. And I was blessed to be a part of that kind of group. And like I said, I still have a huge fan base and a bunch of friends that are just super supporters of me from the ammo community. And I'd be if I didn't say yayas to my ammo boys out there, they would be upset. So yayas to all you guys out there.
There you go. My stepdad was an AO in the Navy. So
same thing.
Yeah. So you say that, I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm here.
Yeah, and so the ammo and the AO guys, all of us Army, they know what a yaya stands for, and it's we won't say what it is, but they know, and I appreciate all of them, and hopefully people that know me by now know that I appreciate all of our military, no matter what branch you are, and all our veterans, because I couldn't do what I do for a living now without them still fighting for our freedoms that we have. So I thank all of them.
Well, and one way that you're showing that appreciation is by headlining Freedom Jam. I know Brian Judy is super excited to have you out there up on the stage. As a vet yourself, why is it important for you to take part in this event specifically, benefiting Operation Triage? Well,
one, I'm super excited that they would choose me to come headline this event, and I'm absolutely excited. It's going to be one for the books for me. Obviously supporting Operation Triage and Brian, all of them, I do get approached by I'm not gonna say quite a few, but I get approached by people who want me to do concerts like this, and for various sort of operations or for various charities, and I dig deep into the charity or the organization before I say yes or no. And for me, this was one of them. We're absolutely going to do it. That what they do for our veterans, and obviously with Operation Triage, is amazing. Brian and all the folks in the organization are amazing folks. They actually get the mission. They actually understand what it's about. They're 100% in. It's not about the money that they can pocket, and I don't believe they pocket any, right? So it's about giving. And for me, as a veteran and as an artist who can somewhat have a voice, I take very big offense to other artists who do it for the publicity only, and who claim that they are such huge supporters of our military, or we're huge supporters of our veterans, and they don't do anything to show it other than maybe one concert or one benefit. So I like to not only, I guess I'm that guy that I've been there, been in those shoes, been in the desert, been in the sandbox. I know what it's like, right? So I've walked that walk, and I continue to talk that talk as well. So it's very important for me to be at events like this and to show my veterans and my military folks and all the people that I do support them, and that I am grateful for everything that they have done for me and done for our country.
Well, and this is definitely a great event to take part of, if that's your goal. And Operation Triage is one of those charities that really does put their money where their mouth is, and is actually benefiting veterans. Because just like there's artists out there that say that they support our veterans and they do one benefit or two a year, that there's also some charities out there that they only send 5 or 10 cents out of every dollar back to whatever it is that they say they're supporting. And Operation Triage does a really good job of making an actual impact there in St. Louis. But for those of us that haven't had a chance to see you perform in person, what can we expect when Ryan Daniel hits the stage?
Let's see. Hang on to your hat. I mean, I like to. I think my show is a bit of a sort of a roller coaster. I kind of come in hot, as the young kids would say. We kind of open the show up. We're coming in just in your face. Let's get it on, and it's pretty much that way the whole way. I mean, obviously it's country music, and I do one or two ballads in a 2-hour show, but the rest of it is pretty much in your face, and all of us are wireless, to include myself. So we are, the fans can expect, I will go out in the crowd in a minute, and so will the band. And it's just a high energy kind of show. I want the fans to have an experience. I'm not the guy that just crams a bunch of songs down their throat. I'm not that guy that just, it's song. I'm more of a guy that wants to get them involved and really try to read the crowd. I hate saying this, but other people have said it, not me, but people have kind of said, hey, your show kind of reminds me of a Garth Brooks show. It's very entertaining. And for one, I'm humbled by that, because you just compared me to not only my idol, but a guy that I think does it best. He has the package, and I think that's what I want to bring to the fans. And what I try to bring the fans every night is the entertainment value. They pay good money. They want to see a show, and that's what I'm there to do. I'm going to lay it all out on that stage every night, and you're going to get every piece of my energy for them 2 hours. When I'm done, I'm sweating, I'm tired, I'm beat, because I literally want to give the crowd everything I have at that moment.
That sounds like a blast, and I cannot wait to see you live at Freedom Jam in St. Louis. And we have a few songs here to kind of tease everybody with, get them excited. The first one is a song that you just put out in May. It's called Camo. Give us the story behind this song and tell us kind of what the writing process was like for this one.
Camo came about. This one was actually a friend of mine that I know from high school, James G, who is an amazing artist himself. He's a Christian country guy. Has had couple number ones, and he's amazing dude. And so he wrote it along with Brendan Ireland, who was on The Voice. And he pitched me this song, knowing I was getting ready to put out an album. We were writing for it, and my intent was to write the whole album. But when I heard this song, I was like, you gotta be kidding me right now. And those guys could really have access to much bigger artists than me. And he pitched to me and thought that I could just really do something with it. And I loved it. And he let me change. I don't want to say co-write, but they let me change a few lines, and obviously the ammo line in it and things like that. And I absolutely, they wanted to give me writer's credits, and I said, absolutely not. I just wanted to kind of make it fit me more. So we did that. And then, leading up to that, I'm good friends with the guys at 3 Doors Down. And I just happened to be talking to Chet Roberts, who is the lead guitar player for them guys. And didn't realize that they had their own studio and that he produced the last couple albums. And we were just kind of joking. And by the way, 3 Doors Down is, I play the show with them, and they're amazing, and they're huge country fans. And so he was like, why don't you record a single here with us? And I'm like, what? And yeah, let's go. And so Chet produced it, and Marshall did the engineering, and I had some of the guys in the band, 3 Doors Down band, play on it. And we came out with what you hear, which is Camo, which has really been the song that has kind of put me on the map.
Well, nice. Here, let's let everybody take a listen to it. This one is called Camo. It's his latest single from Ryan Daniel.
my old hunting boots. Yeah, I wore it in Iraq, working ammo troop. I like the green and the brown, got my real tree fitted. Puts me on the hunt when I see my girl in it. We can sneak around and play, nobody's gonna know. That's why my favorite color is camo. When I'm getting right, it was put to the test, keeps me out of sight. And these colors don't run, they blend in and fight. I like the green and the brown, got my real tree fitted. Puts me on the hunt when I see my girl in it. We can sneak around and play, nobody's gonna know. That's why my favorite color is camo. Let's go get him, come on! The green and the brown, got my real tree fitted. Puts me on the hunt when I see my girl in it. We can sneak around and play, nobody's gotta know. That's why my favorite color is camo. Everybody show me camo.
And that one was new music from today's guest, Ryan Daniel. It's called Camo. He will be headlining Freedom Jam. And if you don't have your tickets yet, you can find them at the link in the description of this episode. And Ryan, after listening to this song, it's pretty easy to tell why it got 100,000 likes in just over, or 100,000 listens in just over a month. You released it kind of right as the world was opening up too. And was it something that you had been holding on to, waiting to release, or did this whole process with Chet and all of them at Three Doors Down just kind of come about at the right time?
I think it was really just a right time thing. I think the music business, you know, as you already know, is very right time, right place. And of course the other thing for me is, you know, I think that God puts people in our path and in our lives when he sees fit. And in this particular instance, it was perfect timing, perfect song. And so, yeah, it just, and working with Chet and those guys, like, it really brought out, I guess, I don't want to say the real me, but it brought out something in me as an artist that I was a little tentative about before in my career, i.e. that little bit of a rock edge that you obviously can hear in Camo and some other tunes that I've done. And the fans just gravitated towards it. And it continues to Camo just continues to be just this huge success. And it's a blessing is all I can say.
Well, and it's been a pretty crazy year and a half, but I honestly believe that we're kind of at this point where we're going to see some of the best art, no matter what the medium is, that we've ever seen, because people have been able to just kind of sit at home and stew in their creativity. And even you've been working on an album and kind enough to give us a couple of songs for everybody to listen to. The first one here, it's called Walking Out on Me. I want to talk about the album next, but first give everybody kind of the story behind this song and where it came from.
Okay, so Walking Out on Me was so leading up to the album, which we'll get to, Chet had come to me and said, "You got to hear this song." And the premise of this song is, or the storyline, if you will, is basically about a guy who is in love and loves this woman, and but she's a little crazy. She's a little wild, right? But see, this guy, he digs it. He digs that about her. It sparks his fire. And so, that's kind of the whole line of the song, the hook of the song. I love, you walking out of me. I love it. Like, cause you always come back anyway, but it's just one of those songs where, it kind of started out with that old saying, and I hate saying this, but because I try to be very proper, but the old saying that some of us guys would say, I hate to see you leave, but I love to see you walk away, right? That kind of song kind of started with that premise, but then it evolved into, this guy who's in love with this girl, and she walks out on him, but she'll call him at 2:00 or text him and be like, "Hey, I miss you. I'm coming over right now." And he's like, "Yeah, I dig it. Come on." Like, so that's kind of the story of the song.
Well, yeah, let's give everybody a little taste here of "Walking Out on Me" by Ryan Daniel.
Time up there, 'cause every time I hear you saying it's over, all I can think to do is stop and stare. In my mind it's fading like your blue jeans every time I see you walk out my door, because you drive me crazy, always saying that you're gonna leave. How was I so blind? Then you slip on those hangers just to torture me. Now I see the other side of a woman I can't live with or do without. Just wanna look at you, baby, when you turn around. It's such a beautiful thing, you're walking out on me.
And that one, just a little taste of "Walking Out on Me." And Ryan, is this one off of your upcoming album?
It is on the upcoming album.
So give everybody kind of an idea of how this album came about. I know you've been working with Chet and Three Doors Down on the entire album, right?
Yeah. So we did Camo and saw the huge success from it. And I approached Chet and the guys and said, "Hey, thank you so much for the success with Camo. I appreciate it so much. And I asked Chet if he'd be interested in writing a few songs with me. And that evolved into, he said, "Well, how do you feel about recording the whole album here?" And I was like, I mean, who would be silly if I would say, no. So I absolutely said yes. And so that led into us recording the album there at Rivergate Studios. And the musicians on this album were not only some of my guys, and some of the guys, Brandon Blackburn wrote with me. He's my lead guitar player. Adam Shea wrote, Chet wrote. We got some great musicians that played on it. Greg Upchurch, the drummer for Three Doors Down, the bass player from Craig Morgan, Brandon Talby came in and played bass. Corey Hook is Craig Morgan's keyboard player, came in and played keys. I mean, just the list of musicians. It sounds like I'm name dropping, and I kind of am. But these are folks that that didn't have to come in for a guy at my caliber, but absolutely jumped at it, and were genuinely excited to play on the album. They believed in me, they believed in my music, and I'm blessed to have those guys and ladies on there. And so yeah, we record the album. The album is the title of the album is Y'all Ain't Ready for This.
Which seems like the most Ryan Daniel album title out there.
Exactly. Yeah. It says it all. The premise is Y'all Ain't Ready for This, because I went and not only, we didn't just think outside the box, we like just threw the box away and was like, let's go after it. And it was so much fun. And it was so much of me in this album. And, it just, we wanted to give the fans something they wouldn't expect. And this is exactly what happened. We gave them something they're not ready to expect. And it's I know everybody's been asking, and I know it's taken us a little longer for the album to come out. And I don't have a release date yet, although I'm hoping to have one very, 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 very soon. It's such a good album that like right now we're working on the artwork, and I don't want anything to be left out, because this album is really my baby. This is something that I've poured my heart and soul into. So I hope the fans will bear with me, but it is going to be dropping very soon, and I guarantee they will not be disappointed.
Where can fans keep up with the news? I know you've got a fan club on your website. What are your social media handles?
Let's see. Facebook, you can go to, I believe Facebook is Ryan Daniel Country. My Instagram is Ryan Daniel Music. My Twitter is Ryan Daniel Music. My Snapchat is I think Ryan Daniel Music. I even have a TikTok now for all you fans out there. Yeah, I got talked into having a TikTok, and it's official Ryan Daniel. So I'm still learning, and I'm posting stuff on TikTok. So, but they can come see me on TikTok, and they can do a Q&A. And but yeah, I broke down and was like, okay, I'll get a TikTok. So, but they can find me there as far as the information goes, and see what's going on. But when the music, obviously, they can go to every platform that's out there. Spotify. iTunes, Apple Music, whatever their choice, Pandora, whatever their choice of music is, I have a platform on there, and they can go on there and download and stream and whatever they want.
It sounds like we're gonna have to make a TikTok at Freedom Jam. I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I have triple-digit followers. I mean, not by a lot, by like 101, I think, but still 3 digits.
That's probably more followers than I have. I'm still learning the ins and outs of TikTok and trying to figure out what the fans like and what they don't like. And as we said earlier in this thing, I'm a little bit challenged in the realm of figuring out how to do certain videos. But my daughter, who has a TikTok and a Snapchat, and it's crazy. And the only reason I got a TikTok was honestly my daughter. She kept beating me down, and I did a video with her, and it went viral, and it's got like over 300,000 views. And she was like, "See, Daddy, you got to get a TikTok." And so, but yeah, so we should definitely do one at Freedom Jam. I don't see why we wouldn't. We could do one while we're on stage too. But everybody follow me, and I just like to have fun. That's my biggest thing.
Well, TikTok is it's an odd medium right now, because things on there seem to go viral for no reason. And artists like yourself have been using it like tremendously. Walker Hayes, Fancy Like, that kind of blew up on TikTok. Priscilla Block blew up on TikTok. Alexandra Kay, who's going to be at Freedom Jam as well, she kind of blew up on there, and they were all just kind of one-off videos about songs. So there's definitely a good platform there.
I agree. It's a cool platform. It seems to be, working very well. I agree. The Walker Hayes deal. I actually did that specific dance. It's on my TikTok. You guys can see me and my daughter do it. I'm not a very good dancer, but it was fun to do. I'm a fan of his. A great song. And I'm a fan of everybody's going to be at Freedom Jam. The lineup is amazing. I mean, Carly Rogers is going to be there. She's from here in my neck of the woods here in Tennessee, or at least plays a lot around here. She's an amazing artist. The lineup is amazing. So I would definitely tell the folks that don't have their tickets, you need to get them. I know that the VIP tickets are almost sold out.
I think so. Yeah.
But if they don't have their tickets, they need to get them, because you're going to see some amazing artists that honestly, I'm a little bit nervous that I'm following a few of these artists. I got to have my A game on because it's just they put on such great shows, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. And like I said, to be asked to headline it is just an honor and a privilege, and I take that very seriously. So like I said, get your tickets, and I know you're going to post a link, but they can also go to my website. There's a link. My Facebook events page has a link for the tickets. They need to get them. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a fun day.
And tickets start at like $15. So if you are a fan of any of these artists, you should be willing to pay at least $15 to support the charity, to see these artists. I'd pay $15 to see, any one of you guys, and you get the whole package for pretty cheap. Yeah,
I agree. You're never going to, I don't know of any other event where you're going to see, I think there's, and I could be very wrong, but there's somewhere between eight or 10 acts, I think. You're just not going to pay even the VIP tickets, which I think are $50. But so anywhere from $15 to $50, you're never going to see this many acts for that price. It's just not going to happen. I mean, myself alone, people that come see me throughout the year, are kind of used to paying anywhere from $15 to $60 to see me alone. You're going to see this many acts, and all of them are well worth $15. And in my personal opinion, they're worth more than that. So yeah, these folks need to come see it. And everybody's dying for live music anyway, and they're wanting to come out and mingle, and they're wanting to come out and enjoy themselves. And again, the most important thing of all of it is we're supporting Operation Triage, which that is what it's for. And if anything, come out and buy a ticket and donate some money to some people who are well deserving.
Absolutely. And we've got one more sneak peek for everybody here. This one is a song called It's Gonna Take a Few. And I love how this one starts. It just kind of pulls you in right from the beginning. Give everybody the story here.
Yeah. This one is definitely almost my favorite song on the album. This one I co-wrote with Brandon Blackburn and Chet Roberts from Theater Sound. And this one is it's one of those songs that as an artist, this one is very, very personal to me. It was written from real life experience, and like you said, it was one of those things where I wanted to give the fans a little different side of me, not only vocally, but from an artist sound standpoint, which kind of you pointed out there. It's and when people hear it, they'll kind of go, "Oh my gosh, this is different."
It does. It pulls you in right from the beginning.
Yeah. So this song is one of those that it pulls at my heartstrings when I perform it. But it's very personal. I was very excited to write it. And as artists, we all, and as songwriters, this is how we get things off our chest, so to speak. And this is one of those songs that I was able to get a few things off my chest. And I just hope the fans, I hope the fans like it as much as I do.
Well, here it is for everybody. This one's called It's Gonna Take a Few, a sneak peek from Ryan Daniel.
Sitting at a table, peeling off a label, a forget you brew. Yeah, the more that I drink, less that I think about what we've been through. The smoky barroom, it somehow clears my mind. Takes the hold you have off this heart of mine every time. Well, letting go is this hard to do. The bottom of a whiskey glass I just can't refuse. To this old bar stool has one hell of a view. It's gonna take a few to get me over you. Yeah.
And there it was, just a little taste of It's Gonna Take a Few off of Ryan Daniels' upcoming album. You'll be able to see him at Freedom Jam. We've been talking about it this whole time. Be sure to click that link in the description of this episode. But Ryan, man, it has been an absolute blast. We'll have to do this again in the future, maybe after that the album comes out.
Tyler, I would love to. It's been amazing, and I will say that you have a creative way of the between the questions and everything. It's just refreshing that we do a lot of these interviews and podcasts and things, and I'm just excited that I got to do this with you, because you bring a new perspective, and it's been fun, and I definitely would love to do it again with you when the album drops. And the fans keep watching. I'm going to be doing some teasers. I might even post the album cover just as a teaser, so everybody can kind of see what we're doing. But it will be coming out soon. And like I said, come see us at Freedom Jam. Come see me and all the other artists that are going to be there for Operation Triage. And again, Tyler, thank you so much for taking time out with me and asking me to be on your show. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. And like I said, we'll definitely have to do it again. Thank you so much for the kind words, but you're not out of here just yet. We've got 4 more questions. We call it the final 4, kind of like the first 4. These ones are, they make you think a little bit too. You ready for them?
Yeah, I'm so excited. You should see the smile on my face. I love this. This is great. Okay, let's go.
It's time for the final 4.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1. What's your favorite venue that you've ever played in?
Ooh. Oh gosh. That's a tough one, only because obviously you don't want other venues to go, what, you didn't like our venue? But my favorite, I'm going to say it's not a specific venue, but my favorite venues to play are the military bases. Okay.
I could definitely see why that is. Having been to quite a few shows on military bases, at least domestically. I'm sure the international ones are probably a little bit more fun for you.
Yeah, anytime I get to play any venue that's on a military installation those are my favorite.
Okay, how about this one? And you can cheat if you need to. Who are the 3 most recently played artists on your Spotify or Apple?
Oh, I listen to Spotify all the time. I love Spotify. The ones I listened to like recently.
Yeah.
The last 3.
Yep. The last 3.
Oh gosh. Fans again are going to be like, what? Because people always peg me as like this country guy. AC/DC.
Okay.
And actually the song was Back in Black. And yes, I am cheating a little bit. Brian McKnight, 6-8-12 is the song.
Interesting. Okay.
And again, I'm cheating. Give me a second. Cody Johnson. Doubt Me Now.
I love that song. That is one of my top 5 pump up songs of all time.
Yeah. So those are the last 3 that I listened to. So I have a very eclectic, Spotify, if you will. And mine is, I have one of those, Spotify pages, obviously, where fans can go see my favorites, and they can actually listen to what I listen to. So it's up. So usually fans are pretty surprised at my eclectic list of music, from, DMX to AC/DC to Dirty Heads to, I like it all.
See, I feel like your Spotify might have the same problem that mine has. When my wife opens up hers, she listens to the same thing over and over again. So those daily playlists that they make you, she's got like 2. I opened up mine this morning and I had 13 because it couldn't figure out what I wanted to listen to today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
okay, here we go. Question number 3 of the final 4. When you're out on the road, what is the one restaurant that you have to stop at every time?
Ooh. Jeez, this is it's a toss up because depending on where you're at in the country, some states don't have, true. So we're either stopping at a Denny's or a Cracker Barrel.
Okay, I like it. Good choices. Okay, here we go. Last question. You can take as much time to think about this one as you want. But if you could pick one thing for people to take away from your appearance on this podcast and from your music in general, what would it be?
Ooh. I hope that people take away from me that I appreciate everybody. I hope that people take away that I'm a loyal guy, that I'm down to earth. I put my pants on like anybody else. And that I'm the same guy pretty much off stage as I am on stage. I mean, minus the antics on the stage, but I'm just a country boy. And I hope that fans and everybody takes away that I'm just a regular dude and blessed to have a cool job, and that I appreciate every single one of them that listens to my music, that downloads it, streams it. It means more to me than they think. And it's not the money for me. It's I want to touch people's lives. And the ones that I do, it's been amazing. So I hope they take that away, and I hope they understand that I'm just real. I say what I mean. Sometimes it's not very nice, but as we talked earlier about our veterans and our first responders, I truly support them. I don't play around with that. It's not a publicity stunt for me, and I hope people just take those kind of things away from me as a person.
That is fantastic, Ryan. I appreciate you jumping on here, man. Excited to meet you face to face when we get to St. Louis for Freedom Jam.
Me as well too. And again, thank you so much for having me on here, and for everybody that's going to listen. I'm excited for Freedom Jam. Hope to see everybody out there. And one little quick note, Tyler, about Freedom Jam is, yes, I'm the headliner and whatnot, but I want everybody to know when they get their tickets and all that stuff, I will stay all night long and sign every autograph that wants to be signed. So y'all get your tickets, come out and see me, shake some hands, let's take some pictures. Let's raise some money and let's have some fun.
Awesome, man. Can't wait. And guys, that was another episode of the Tea Party Podcast. It's a country music podcast where you find new friends and new music like Freedom Jam headliner Ryan Daniel and his newest single, Camo.
Go tee off on the like button at facebook.com/Tea Party Podcast.
This has been a Tea Party Communications production. Theme music created by Jesse Quandt. Announcer voiceovers by Gwinn. And as always, hosted by Pisani.